Hey guys, so today I'm here and we're going to do a very long chit chat, get ready with me, and this is kind of what it looks like when I'm kind of first waking up. I still got my pajama shirt on. This is a very real get ready with me. I got my hair in a braid and I got my glasses on, and yeah, we're just going to get started. I'm going to have a little fun today and we're going to try some stuff I haven't tried yet. Some stuff I have, but we're going to take and we're going to play a little bit so you can kind of see, but let's get into it. This has been my more regular routine when it comes to like my face products and all that, and I will let you guys know when this is something new and I'm trying something out. Alright, let's get started, guys. First things first, I am going to put my primers on. I'm going to take and use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water and the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte. If you guys don't know yet, I actually started, yes I know I spray a lot, but I love this stuff. I love this stuff. Some of these products that I am using in my everyday are some of my my Project Pan items, so I don't use a lot of this because I did use that primer water, but I do like to put a little extra like where my pores are kind of a problem. And because this is a mattifying powder, like primer powder, I like to take and put it on the areas where I have a hard time controlling the oil. I like to do this even when the Smashbox primer water is still kind of wet, so I can actually like put it into my skin. It's really helped save my skin because like right in like my T-zone has been incredibly oily, and then on the sides of my face have been so dry that it's been ridiculous. So I've been trying to like combat it and like try to use the right products, and it's been kind of difficult. I've never had my skin be this kind of like hot and cold before, so I am trying with that. Next I'm going to do my eyebrows. I like to do my eyebrows and then I like to take and use concealer and all that and do my eye base and such. This is just at Winky Lux Unibrow. Got this in a boxy charm. This is also part of my decluttering series here. See, without brows, look how light my brows are. They're like insane. I'm not going to focus on talking about too much about how I do my brows because I just did a full updated brow routine. So if you guys would like to check that out, definitely check that out. I'm like super nasally today. I do like this one. It's a little bit dark. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to buy this, honestly, but I will use it up. So I hope I haven't been overwhelming you guys with the amount of videos, but I really wanted to put more content out there, and I noticed in doing so, you guys so far, I feel like you guys have liked it. I don't know, I try to do more content and I don't know, put more of myself out there, where before I'd kind of just do the review and get it over with. But I've been trying to, like, I don't know, put more of my personality out there, talk with you guys. I know I don't always do that, but I don't know. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Taupe. And if you guys wondered, this shade was in the shade Universal. But I do hope you guys like some of the newer content coming out. I'm going to try some different things for 2018, and I hope you guys like it. All I can do is kind of try and see if you guys like it. And thank you for all the new subscribers, by the way. I see you. I do see you, and thank you so much. Makes me feel great. I know I'm a smaller channel, and I've been doing this for quite a while, even though I took several times. I took almost like a year hiatus in between. So I'm trying to stay consistent now. Just sometimes life happens. But I am a smaller channel, but I do see you guys, and I do my best to write back. I know a lot of people come on here because, not so much the newer videos, they see those older videos, and some of them are so bad. Like, seriously, they're bad. Like, oh god, my hair dye videos, they're so bad, and sadly they have, like, the most views, and they're awful. They're a few years old. The quality is not there, but you know, if you chose to subscribe and stay and watch these videos, thank you, because I know those videos aren't really the best. They get kind of hated on, but it's okay. That was in a different time of YouTube, so it wasn't weird back then for them to look like that. Then when that's done, I don't go through a really in-depth process of carving my brows out and all that, but I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D Lock It Cream Concealer, and this is in the shade Whiteout. And I put a little bit of that, kind of just right in my crease area. And then a little bit of this Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. This is in the shade Fair. And I'm going to put just like 2 dots of this on both sides, maybe 3. And then I like to use this big flat side actually and kind of just blend it out. And believe it or not, this does a pretty good job of cleaning up without getting like really, really in depth. It does look really nice when you do carve out your brows, but I just find if I overdo it, I can kind of look a little weird. I think it's because I'm like, I don't know, maybe because I'm like so fair and then my brows are darker. I don't know. I try to, I don't know, make them look more natural and not too overdone. Even though I do like that carved out Instagram brow look, I actually do like that. I'm one of those people that do like it. I just don't like it on myself. But literally, just by doing this, it literally just like, doesn't that just like brighten up the eye? It like, I don't know, it just literally can transform the face instantly just by doing that. By the way, this is the Real Technique sponge. I'm just using the flat side like I said. But you guys want to get the sponge to its full potential. Honestly, I recommend running it under very hot water and letting it get soft and really bouncy in your hand, then wringing all the water out and then taking it with a towel. But this is a fantastic, this is probably the best pretty much like knockoff beauty blender there is this guy, and this is like $5 I believe. So really recommend if you don't want to go out and spend $20 on a sponge, which I don't blame you. This is a great alternative. We're going to have some fun. We're going to play with some of my original brushes that I like pretty much always. Some of these, you can see I use some of them, so they're not all of first impression. Yeah, no, they're not all of first impression, but we can still have fun, play with them, because I still only used the eye brushes once. I've used this one several times, to be honest, but the eye brushes I've only used, I believe, once. I was so back and forth on what I wanted to do today. If I wanted to use this palette with the Huda Warm Browns, or the mauves, or if I wanted to try a palette I haven't even used yet. Like, I haven't even used the original Tartelette, or the Prism palette. You know what? Scrap this idea. I was going to use this, but instead I want to take and use something different so you guys can kind of see. Oh, and as a heads up, if you're watching, I am going to be doing a tutorial doing a step-by-step how to smoky eye with this little palette here. I think it'll be perfect because it's more in that affordable range. This is like $25, $27, and I know a lot of people have been picking these up, so I'm going to do a step-by-step how to smoky eye that will be coming out soon. It'll be a very in-depth video, so be on the lookout for that. I think I'm actually going to go for the Prism palette. Believe it or not, I have not used this yet, so I feel like I should. And I think it'll be fun to use it in a video. Let's get this little mirror. This brush doesn't feel as scratchy as it does in some of the other Anastasia brushes. I mean, this blending side's a little bit, but not as much as others. Ooh, here's what the palette looks like. I don't know how these are going to perform. Okay, so they are doing that thing. I actually did love Subculture. I know, rare opinion. However, just right off the bat, like there's Unity. It's one thing that Subculture did do where the shades kind of oxidize and they're darker when you put them on than when you see them in the pan and when you put them on your eye. Look at, yeah, this is getting darker. So, I'm glad I didn't use that to set, because if I set that with my eye, that'd be wild. I haven't used this brush yet, and I'm just going to go into the shade Supermom here, and I'm going to use that to just set my whole eye. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't use that Unity shade. What is that called? Unity shade there, because that would have looked crazy. I'm just going to pop this Unity shade, a shade that got kind of different. You can see actually how much difference it is, into the crease here. I'm going a little bit above. I like to kind of create, if you guys notice, I like to go above a lot and kind of almost create like my own crease, even though I have one. I just like to make it a little bit more, I don't know, like just to see it a bit more. I feel like I have a lot of like eye space for eyeshadow, so I like to bring mine more up. This is more of like my transition shade anyway, so I like to bring it like right almost here to that brow bone. Like not up here, but to like here. And that's just a personal preference. I say do makeup however you want. I'm not one of those people. I mean, this is a really pretty shade. With a little bit of a less fluffier brush here. And I'm actually going to go and grab in Lure. I'm going to put that into the crease. Sorry, I'm looking as I'm going here to see exactly what I want to do. I'm seeing a few options I can do. I'm just trying to figure out how smoky I want this to go. This color's really pretty. I hope it picks up on camera how pretty this Lure shade is. It's like a really muted purple. I use this little part of the brush, this little flat shading part that actually came with the Anastasia one. I'm going to grab Dimension, and I do like to kind of put my first color in for my pop and then build up my outer corner for my darker shades. That's just a personal preference I do. I'm going to use Fix Plus because I already know I want this to pop. So I'm going to grab Dimension. Ooh, it looks beautiful. And I'm going to pop this right in the front. Ooh, look guys. Love this shade. Not sure how I feel about this brush though. This is the one that came with the palette. It's an okay brush. Now I'm going to go in, and I'm actually going to, instead of doing Obsidian, I'm actually going to grab a little bit of Parallel, which is this dark brown shade. It literally looks like fudge from the palette. Let me grab my... Alright, this is my Subculture palette. Don't mind ahead of time. Mine's up like really messy. Hopefully it does not pick that much up in camera how messy it is, but yeah. I'm definitely seeing some similarities, like with Roxy and Saturn. It's like Roxy's like in between shade of Saturn and Eden. Yeah, Parallel definitely is really similar to Fudge, not identical. Unity's like a toned down version of Dawn. I'm definitely seeing some similarities. It's not perfect. They're definitely different tones, but definitely some similarities. But personally, I love this palette. I personally love this palette. If I can get it kind of closer, I don't know if it's going to blur. Mine's a mess. I actually really... Alright, but I'm going to go into this Parallel shade. And I'm just going to put this on the corner here. I am going to be going in with that dark Osiris shade, but I like to kind of give this something to hold on to when I do that. Also, so you can see more of the depth in the look. Make sure I kind of blend it here. And I like to bring it up a little bit. Then we're going to go back and we'll make sure everything's like nice and blended. I can tell you, I don't think this is like the Subculture formula. I don't personally think so. I'm not seeing so much fallout with it. And these are pigmented, but they're not as pigmented. I feel like a lot of people don't like that palette. And I don't know, I really like it. It makes me like question myself, like, oh god, like, you like this, but I don't know, I really like it. Bringing this up into the crease a bit, just mainly on the outer V. We're going to blend this out with another brush, so I just almost want to use this to place it. But yeah, give me some thoughts down below. Did you guys buy the Subculture? Did you like it? Like, you know, I'm liking how this look is coming out personally. I like it. Okay, now I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to actually now dip into Osiris. This is that beautiful, oh, it's beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to need to wet this or not. It almost kind of feels like this one's already wet, but let's just see. Do I want to wet that? Yeah, I want to wet that. A personal preference. You don't have to do stuff like that, but I want it to come out exactly like how I see in the pan. I'm not getting that much of a pop from this one. Let me just try a different brush. More flat shader brush. I want to see if I can get more of a pop out of this Osiris shade if I use that kind of brush. Oh, there we go. Oh, you see that? Might be looking crazy right now. Don't worry. We're going to fix it all and it will look cute. Sometimes these looks look crazy at first and then they start to look real cute. I will say it looked like some of that, what shade was that? Dimension shade really faded. Okay, this is, I don't know, this is okay. This color, some of these colors aren't really popping like how I want them to. Like Dimension, I feel like kind of faded a lot. I mean, this isn't a bad eyeshadow look. I mean, it came out way smokier than I was expecting. I'm going to go back into this little brush from Anastasia. We're pretty much done with this eye look. It'll all come together. I'm going to grab that Lucid shade. And I'm going to put this on the inner portion of the eye. And then I feel like putting that over really kind of help pop it. And then I'm just going to grab Dimension on the other side here. And I'm just going to put that in the middle. Kind of help blend and get a little bit of that light purple back. Oh, there we go. That looks way, way, way better. Okay, this looks cute. This looks cute. Honestly, once I like kind of like clean up, I have some mascara, the lower. This will all come together and I think look pretty cute. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm back and forth right now on that palette. It's not awful, but definitely a little bit of some fading and some shadows. That's okay though. I give this one a shot for foundation. I haven't yet. These have been my go-to foundations. I mix the Smashbox Studio Skin Shaping Foundation with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation. It makes it perfect. Anastasia's a little too light, a little too dry. The Smashbox is a little too dark and a little too creamy. Make the perfect foundation. These are also part of my project pan, but they really are like a great foundation combo. I know it looks like I'm going to use a lot, but you'd be surprised by like, I don't know how much you guys need. Like, I don't even put like, even when I do foundation a lot of the times, I normally don't put that much on. Needs it. I feel like, I think it's more the Anastasia one. I don't know. It's like maybe a mix of both. They like to like kind of blend away. Like only so much will stay on your skin and a lot of it will like blend like pretty much away. You can really see how I don't have to really drag this one as much. Try this brush here and hopefully it works out okay. Hopefully. Let's see. Actually, so far it's blending beautifully with this brush. I wasn't sure because this brush felt like so flimsy and like it had nothing to it, but I'm actually really liking how this is. Do a brush with these and then I like to go over with my sponge after I'm done doing my concealer and such and just kind of like touching it all, like just gently like pressing it onto the skin so it doesn't look like a foundation's on top of my skin but more blended in together. Guys, I'm loving this brush surprisingly, and I really was like really questionable about this. Not too bad, not too bad. Good job, brush. I don't like to rub every little thing perfectly. Like I said, we're going to go back in with a sponge. Same two concealers as earlier. I like to put my whiteout down first. A little bit down the nose. Great. Fantastic concealer. Wow, once I use up my concealers I got, I'm totally going to buy just a color I really like in that. I'm going to probably have to buy another one of the whiteouts to kind of help me go through the concealers I got to make them more brightening. But I love it. I feel like it helps any of my concealers out for more coverage and just like literally everything. Like it literally makes any concealer 10 times better. I love this sponge. It does so much at once with my face. And it's perfect for when I go over it because like this literally like takes 2 seconds for me to go over it. I like to mainly make sure like around my mouth area looks good. Now that I'm seeing foundation and stuff on, I'm liking the eyeshadow. I know that sounds weird, but sometimes I can't tell if I like an eye look until I start to get more makeup on and then see how I like it and how I think it's looking. And like now I'm starting to think this is coming together. It's looking good. This kind of cleaned up my brows in the top area. My Peach Perfect powder here. This is like my fave. Absolute favorite powder. Great setting powder. If you're in the store for a setting powder, this is it. This is the powder to go for. I'm just going to take a big old fluffy brush. Be careful because I'm not trying to disturb my foundation. I just want to make sure everything's kind of going to just gently set, which is why I like to use a big old fluffy brush to kind of diffuse. So I'm not putting too much product all in one spot. Going with the Hoola bronzer. This brush I've already tried several times. This brush is great. I absolutely love it for contouring. I like how it's more, it's like perfectly shaped already, so I feel like I barely have to do any work. I like to make sure it's up in my hairline. And I bring it down. And after going in with this Baby Love blush by Too Faced, this is just their Love Blush brush. Blush, I said brush. I'm just going to put this on my cheeks. If you notice, I actually don't put my blush on the apples of the cheek because I feel like I have a naturally full cheek, so I like to put it a little back and up. That's just a personal preference, but I just find it helps make my face look a little thinner. Highlighting using the Too Faced Love Light Prismatic Highlighter and Blinded by the Light. I absolutely love this. Look at that glow. Ooh. Ooh. I think it's so beautiful. It's got like almost like a really pretty like duochrome wet look highlight. It's like the only highlighter I have that looks like that. I love it. I know some people don't, but I love it. So guys, we're pretty much done. I'm just gonna smoke out my lower lash line here and put on some mascara, and we're pretty much good to go. I hope this was fun for you guys. I hope you liked it. I know I probably talked so much and I took forever on this eye look, but I just didn't know where I wanted to go with it for sure, and wanted to have some fun. I'm gonna go into that Osiris shade again for my I'm gonna do that to smoke out my lower lash line. I'm gonna bring more of that purple into it. Alright guys, this is pretty much the completed look. I'm just adding a little gloss here. How are we liking this? A little smoky eye and nude lip here. Oh, I like this. I think it looks pretty actually. I'm really loving the eyeshadow look now. I will say that Dimension shade doesn't really like to stand out as much as it does when you first put it on, but I do so far really, I don't know, it's pretty good. I really like it so far. I mean, Dimension shade kind of fades a little bit throughout. It doesn't want to stay as bright and in your face as it first did, but some of these shades were really nice. I have to play with it some more to really know. I don't know, some parts were difficult and then some parts blended beautifully, and I really love the finished look, and the packaging is really cute. But yeah, I hope this was fun. I know sometimes in some of the parts I didn't talk because I was like focusing, but if you guys want like a Q&A video and all that, I'm definitely down to do that. I think it would be a lot of fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks so much for watching, and please be sure to subscribe. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.